Hey guys, Paladin Torque here, and I wanted to go and basically give an idea as to how I've been determining what units I'm going to be getting for my armies. Like I said, Zhao is mostly done. My plan is to get probably 2 units of medium G standing to go and fill out this infantry, and then I plan to get 2 crossbowmen cavalry and then 2 heavy cavalry to fill out the 4th unit. Now, I mentioned in other videos that I am basing this off of a combination of Hail Caesar and then Warring States. So the army lists in both of these are useful, but don't fully match with what I need to do. As in Hail Caesar, it does not give you anything other than kin. I believe they might talk about, like, oh, if you're using another sort of thing, I have somewhere that, hey, you can change this up to match with the other states in the period, but it really is focusing mostly on kin. So I am kind of basing this off of here, but not fully, because let's see, cavalry is up to 25%, up to a quarter of the unit's army may be can be cavalry. Up to 1 in 10 units of the army can be chariots. I actually think that's going to be fine. With this, obviously, divisions, skirmishers, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to just say this right off the bat. We're not following that with Zhao and not really with kin as much. And with this, I'm not going to be following this because the army composition is not the same as what I'm building, because I'm building these in the same sort of way that Hail Caesar does until I can go and figure out how I want my own rules to be. Because right now we're looking at kin, and yes, these are different spellings, but this is supposed to be kin. I don't know if this is a correct spelling or if this is just, oh, we're just gonna have it how it's pronounced or something like that. But it's just giving you, okay, here's some information about the state that this is. And then says, okay, you can have up to 1 unit of chariots, 1 unit of heavy cavalry, up to 2 units of light cavalry, blah, 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 up to 3 units of heavy swordsmen, stuff like that. With Zhao, it is, up to 4 units of light cavalry, and then eventually at least 2 units of light cavalry must be fielded in a later period. So I'm mostly focusing on, okay, what is going to be not correct, but what is going to feel most right when it comes to this. And in this case, having a lot of horse units, yes, up to half of the army is going to be, if not more, is going to be mounted. That seems ahistorical. Maybe it does feel a bit more fun, in my opinion. And does provide me with a different sort of way to build an army. This is obviously not a fair sort of army composition at all. I mean, I'm not planning to make things fair. Sure, I can try to see if things can get balanced, but it's obviously they're not. But that was kind of the thought process, because with this, it's giving me unit types, but it's not giving me kind of army composition that I would want. And this, obviously, these units here are different than what we have for the models that I have. Same thing with this. So I have to basically take the models that I have been getting and then trying to go and say, okay, there is no specific thing in here that will say, like, oh, this is heavy sword, but it just says heavy infantry or heavy G or something like that. So then in that case, oh yeah, spears and swords, there we go. So I'm not going to go and differentiate between a heavy G unit versus a heavy sword unit, because in here it's not, they're combined into one. as a result, it's just going to be, oh, what does it look like? Which is fine by me. And I'm going to be doing the same thing with the other states as well, because you have Han there. Wei is probably past it. I apologize. Top tier preparation here. So yes, here, I believe they talked about use of chariots. I know in the series Kingdom, which this is also important for me to go and try to base off of. Wei uses a lot of chariots. We see in like at least 2 major battles that involves Wei early on in the series, they have chariots as a big thing. I'm not going to mention more about that because you should go and watch the series, or just wait till it gets released in English. It's coming in November. Read it. It's great. It's fun. But they use a lot of chariots, so we're going to have a lot more chariots. Yes, this is not going to be balanced. It's not going to be fair. I don't care. I will see about some ways to go and make, like, maybe the scenarios more fair, or maybe some way to go and hinder certain things. And obviously, I'm not just going to stop with just finishing this and getting a full army there. I will obviously want to get enough units that could make maybe very few cavalry, maybe another chariot. Same thing with the Qin. I'm going to be getting more cavalry. I'm going to be getting more other stuff. Yes, they're going to have a lot of heavy infantry and a lot of infantry, but that's the case. Same thing with Wei. Maybe I'm going to have a lot more horses. Maybe I'm going to have a lot more chariots. Maybe I'm going to have a lot more infantry. It's so I can have a little bit more variety. But so I can at least play, we're going to have these as the main thing. Again, based off of points, if I was to go and try to go and take all this and match it up with points, it wouldn't make sense. Probably Zhao would be a lot more powerful than Qin. Fine. Maybe I can see about trying to go and take away certain abilities or give them certain abilities, certain things to go maybe balance it out. Again, depends on the scenario too. Maybe I could make something that's going to make it so that cavalry is not as useful, or maybe it's more useful, stuff like that. So that's kind of my thought process of it. Also, last thing, these will be turned into hills. I took some foam board. I'm going to be gluing them all. I cut them into little boxes and stuff like that. I'm going to be gluing them down and then carving them out, and then using some sort of caulk, or I always forget how to actually say it, but we're going to take some of that sort of stuff, maybe smooth things out, and then we can go and paint them and put some dirt and grass tufts and stuff like that on them, so they'll be a little bit nicer. But I can use these then for hills, mostly for this, but if I could, I might be able to use them as a little bit of a difficult terrain or something like that with a bigger game, like say full-sized Hail Caesar or Warhammer Fantasy / the Old World. So that's what that is, but I'm not worried about that right now. But I just wanted to go and let you guys know that's how I am focusing on that, based off of this again, the series Kingdom, and just how I want to go and have things look. It's not necessarily going to be fair, like I said, but it probably could be fun. So that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching, and you have a good one. Bye.